game changer. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate India's longest road tunnel on the Jammu-Srinagar National Highway today, making it operational for traffic. Security has been tightened across the state. Prime Minister Modi will also address a public rally at Battal Ballian in Udhampur district after inaugurating the tunnel. The tunnel, which the government has described as a game changer, will save fuel worth nearly 99 crore rupees a year. The tunnel will reduce the travel time between Jammu and Srinagar by 2 hours. The distance between Chenani and Nashri will now be almost 11 kilometers instead of the existing 41 kilometers. The all-weather tunnel, constructed at a cost of over 2,500 crore rupees, will ensure a safe and swift passage for commuters even in adverse weather conditions. The Chenani-Nashri tunnel is India's first and the world's sixth tunnel to have a transverse ventilation system providing fresh air to passengers.
This tunnel is going to be a game changer for revenue generation, for job generation, for promotion of trade, for promotion of tourism, and also for the ease of travel. And therefore, regardless of whether one belongs to whichever religion or sect or caste or political ideology,
इसका सबसे बड़ा फायदा ये होगा कि जम्मू और श्रीनगर के बीच में जो डिस्टेंस है वो 2 घंटे से कम होगा। ये 31 किलोमीटर डिस्टेंस कम का होगा और 9 किलोमीटर ये जो है ये 10 मिनट में चले जाएंगे, तो 2 घंटे का फायदा होगा। इसमें हर दिन 27 लाख रुपए का फ्यूल बचेगा और इस रोड पर जो 13 टनल है उसमें से 5-6 टनल अभी पूरी हुई है और एक बड़ी टनल बाद में, जिससे 1 घंटा बचने वाला है, अगले साल में हम उसका भी इनॉग्रेशन करेंगे और मेरा विश्वास है कि ये इससे टूरिज्म बढ़ेगा।
After inaugurating Asia's longest tunnel, Chenani-Nashri tunnel, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has to address a public gathering here at Battal in Udhampur, and we'll try to show you the gathering over here. Thousands of people have been are here, and they are here to listen Prime Minister Narendra Modi and expecting that he will once again announce some good project for Jammu and Kashmir. You can see the public over here. Thousands of people have reached over here. They wanted to definitely hear Narendra Modi and waiting since morning. Let's speak to the people over here. Especially we have a person from Kashmir. Let's see what he has to say. आप यहाँ मोदी जी को सुनने आए हैं, आप कहाँ से हैं और कब से इंतजार कर रहे हैं?
हम सुबह 11 बजे से यहाँ इंतजार कर रहे हैं सर। 11 बजे पहुँचा इधर।
आप कहाँ से हैं?
हम आया गढ़ी से, गढ़ी रामबल से।
ओके।
हाँ सर, हम असली एक्चुअली श्रीनगर का रहने वाला है, पटन बारामूला।
क्या उम्मीद कर रहे हैं, क्या सुनने आए हैं?
उम्मीद कर रहे हैं एक तो ये टनल का उद्घाटन करेगा, दूसरा हमारे पब्लिक के लिए कुछ खास कुछ बोलेगी, हम भी वो सुनने के लिए आए सर।
एक कहा जाता है कि नरेंद्र मोदी है या बीजेपी है वो मुसलमानों के खिलाफ है, आप क्या मानते हैं? आप कश्मीर से हैं, बताइए।
नहीं सर, वो तो अच्छी बात है, जो भी है आज तक इसने किया तो वो अच्छी ही किया है। इन्होंने कभी कोई बात नहीं बोला मुसलमानों के खिलाफ।
क्या लगता है कि कश्मीर में जो बवाल होता है, जो बवाल चल रहा है, उसका भी कुछ हल निकल सकता है इस सरकार?
इंशाल्लाह सुधर जाएगा। इनकी काम से जैसे ये काम कर रहे हैं आगे, इंशाल्लाह महबूबा जी और ये मिलके सुधर जाएगा कश्मीर।
लोगों को क्या करना चाहिए? कश्मीर में आज भी कोई ना कोई बवाल चल रहा है।
तो वो तो गलत कर रहे हैं, वो जब क्रैकडाउन होता है निकलता है पत्थरे मारता है, बहुत गलत है, बहुत गलत है।
ये बंद होना चाहिए।
हाँ, पत्थर शातर सारा कुछ बंद होना चाहिए।
मेरे साथ वी हैव सम अदर पीपल ओवर हियर। आप क्या मानते हैं? आज नरेंद्र मोदी आ रहे हैं, टनल का उद्घाटन करेंगे, और क्या उम्मीदें हैं?
हमें बहुत उम्मीद है कि हमारे उधमपुर में प्रधानमंत्री जी आ रहे हैं और ये अच्छा कोई पैकेज दे, अच्छी बात करे, कोई अच्छा डेवलपमेंट हो, तो हम नरेंद्र मोदी से यही उम्मीद करेंगे।
आज टनल का उद्घाटन भी हो रहा है, कितना फायदा होने वाला है?
ये बहुत फायदा होना है। जो दो घंटे का रास्ता है वो 10 मिनट में तय होगा और 27 लाख रोज का पैसा बचेगा तेल का, तो फायदा ही फायदा है।
So you can hear they are saying definitely this tunnel will give a good benefit to the public of Jammu and Kashmir, as well the people, especially the tourists, those who are coming from across India. And now they are very hopeful that Prime Minister Narendra Modi, when he will reach over here, he will announce some other project for Jammu and Kashmir. And you can see the adequate security arrangement have been made over here so that there will be no issue of security. With Neeraj Kumar, Ajay Jandal, NewsX, Battal, Udhampur.
Okay, we have guests now joining us on this show as well as we count down to Prime Minister Modi inaugurating this fascinating tunnel which will of course link Jammu and Kashmir, Jammu and Srinagar in a way that it will bring down travel time between the twin capitals of Jammu and Kashmir by 2 hours. Ejaz Ilmi now joins me as well as Colonel Mandirata in the studio. Ami Yagnik as well, Congress spokesperson, also joins us on this show. Ejaz Ilmi, let me come to you first, of course. This is being touted as a historic moment really in terms of bringing Jammu and Kashmir closer to the Indian nation. How do you read this moment?
It's also about reaching out to people of Jammu and Kashmir, reaching out to our brethren in the valley, and saying that we do care for you. We believe that this will improve logistics, impact tourism, impact their daily lives, save them money on travel and fuel, and improve the connectivity. It'll go a long way in logistical support of movement of traffic, whether it's civilian or military, to safeguard our borders. I think it's a very important transformative step, and this dedication to the nation is a great thing that we are experiencing today, and everybody in this country should feel proud of something like this.
Right. Ami Yagnik, you would also have to, do you also accept the fact that this is definitely a historic moment and transformative moment, definitely in terms of bringing the people of Jammu and Kashmir closer to India, feeling more connected with the Indian nation as well, because this is a huge achievement. Something like this is not just beneficial for the security personnel who probably will be traveling more smoothly in urgent and emergency situations between Jammu and Srinagar. It is the civilians, the tourism, the trade, which stands to benefit as well. Okay, we'll try and reconnect with Ms. Yagnik I'll just take that question with you, Colonel Mandirata, as well. Earlier, my colleague on the ground was also pointing out about how, of course, the civilians are ecstatic about this moment, but for security personnel as well, in terms of how their movement will be facilitated and made more easier thanks to this road tunnel, which will cut down travel time between Jammu and Srinagar by 2 hours.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, this tunnel, especially I would say during the inclement weather, when the weather is marginal, when the heavy snows are there, that's the time when this tunnel will be optimally utilized, especially for movement of troops and the logistic chain. Today what is happening is there are times when the National Highway 1 Alpha, which is this road, gets blocked for days together because of heavy snowfall and landslides.
Right.
And this is the vulnerable patch. This is the vulnerable patch where it gets the maximum block. Patni Top area, the Batot area. These are the areas where the landslides are very, very frequent. Now, moment this gets under cover, that's the tunnel coming up. Firstly, cutting down on the traveling time is, of course, important, but then it becomes an all-weather road.
Right.
So all these problems get automatically resolved. You would recollect during 1999, I was talking in one of the previous shows also, when the Pakistanis came across to Kargil, the Zojila Pass is another very big bottleneck area in that area, and that gets blocked for about 6 months in a year. It's closed. Fortunately for the Indians, fortunately for the Indian Army, fortunately for the nation, the Zojila Pass that year opened a little early. The snow was less, as a result of which we were able to go across and throw out the intruders. Similarly, if God forbid something adverse happens in the valley and we need to push across our forces, and in case it's during the inclement weather, this tunnel will act as a boon for us so that the troops can move across safely. Also, the logistic chain can be built up. The troops can be built up, the material can be built up, the equipment can be built up without any problems, which today we were facing a problem with. In case there was a requirement of moving across troops in inclement weather, this problem gets resolved. And I can tell you, besides the civilian population who will get a major benefit out of it, yes, it has got its military implications, and I would say, yes, militarily will become much better off than we were in the yesteryears.
Right. I believe we have Ms. Ami Yagnik back with us. Ma'am, how do you see this moment as well? Transformative? Do you acknowledge the fact that this is definitely a feat achieved, of course, because of how it makes travel easier for civilians, for security personnel, For trade and tourism as well, it is hugely beneficial.
Yes, of course, the project is for the country, and we are moving forward. It started 6 years back. I may not remind that it started with the UPA's government. We have this vision, but it is for the country, and definitely any project that comes to any state is helping the citizens move forward, connected, and is definitely, in a way, changing lives because of connectivity. So today is a day definitely of joy that Kashmir is getting this tunnel, and it has all its benefits because as we heard the defense expert panelist on our panel saying that in times where there are too much hardships and very bad weather, this is going to be a lot of help and as an aid factor to the people staying in the valley. So a moment of joy for the country, for Kashmiris, and yes, the Honorable Prime Minister, of course, is inaugurating. And what else to say when we talk about development projects? We need them, as many as we can, especially to take India forward.
Absolutely. In fact, I'll cut across to my colleague Ajay Jandyal, who's joining us live now from Udhampur, where the Prime Minister will be addressing a rally after he inaugurates the Chenani-Nashri tunnel. Ajay, what is the mood on the ground? How are the people of Kashmir reacting to this moment? Ajay, are you able to hear me? Okay, I believe there's a lot of noise around Ajay. I'll try asking that question, Ajay, one more time. Ajay, what is the mood on the ground right now in Udhampur, where you are right now? You've been able to speak to a lot of people as to what exactly and how exactly are they feeling about this moment. What are they telling you?
Well, even here people, the large number, and we can see thousands of people who have gathered over here, and they are waiting for the Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And according to information, there is a little delay in the program, and Narendra Modi will arrive about half an hour late as per the schedule. But we can see the curiosity among the people, among the public who is here. We spoke to the people. They are saying that they haven't seen the leader like Narendra Modi, Prime Minister like Narendra Modi, and they have expectation from the Prime Minister, and that's why they wanted to listen him. But he has to say what he will announce for Jammu and Kashmir, and especially youth is very happy and very crazy for Narendra Modi.
Right. Ajay, of course, we'll keep coming back to you as, of course, we count down to Prime Minister Modi reaching that location in Chenani, where he is to inaugurate this road tunnel. Colonel Mendirata, coming back to you. In terms of Pakistan, how are they viewing this moment? Will this make them jittery?
Yes, they will certainly raise some hackles in their Pakistan. Definitely some hackles would be raised. The problem is, as far as the military aspect is concerned, the strategic aspect is concerned, once we are mainstreaming the mainland is Jammu. Now, once this problem gets sorted out with this connectivity coming in, not that they were totally cut off earlier, but right. Yes, during times they used to get cut off. But now, without any interruptions, there's a connectivity building up. And Pakistan's agenda in the valley has been to brew trouble continuously, and they have been doing it since 1990. Of course, they started much earlier, as a matter of fact, at the time of partition. Now, with this thing happening, the military perspective, I would say, Pakistan will have to look for some answers. Pakistan will definitely start looking for answers. What would they do now? Now, with the valley getting so well connected, and the alienation which has taken place in the valley, I would say this is the step in that direction, that this alienation will definitely come down. Once you give employment to people in the valley, let me tell you, Pakistan gets totally isolated. What is today happening? Why are these stone pelters doing all these things there? Right. Because there's no job there. There's no job there. To earn their daily livelihood and a certain amount of motivation, I would say, from the Pakistani side, by money, by ways of money, because the people are unemployed, They get some money, easy money coming to them. They don't mind throwing stones at the security forces, even at times risking their lives, because there's no employment to them. There's no job available to them. But I'm sure with this tunnel opening up, I'm sure the corporate world of the country is looking at it with very great expectations. Moment this tunnel opens up, valley which was presently getting cut off at times will now get permanently restored, will get permanent connectivity. Right. And I'm sure the corporate world and the Prime Minister's vision should be, and that's probably his vision, is that let me connect it first. This is the first step, maybe a baby step in that direction, and then he starts pushing the corporate world to please open up your offices there, please open up your factories there, right. Please start that Make in India campaign for Kashmir. Absolutely. I'm sure he'll do a lot of announcements today. How will he mainstream the youth of the valley?
Absolutely.
And that's the main thing. That's the main thing which we need to do.
Absolutely. Capturing the minds of the youth of Kashmir, because of course they are being waylaid right now by Pakistan. We'll have to hear what the Prime Minister has in mind in terms of his vision for Kashmir and especially the Kashmiri youth later when he speaks in Udhampur today after that inauguration. Ejaz Ilmi, do you also see this, the opening of this road tunnel also as a manifestation of the realization of the new India that the Prime Minister spoke about first when he, of course, gave that victory speech at the BJP headquarters?
Absolutely, yes. It's an ongoing task. One just needs to continue. And infrastructure, connectivity, reaching out to people, making their lives simpler with the various aspects that this government at the center is working. And we need cooperation of the state governments and need to work closely with state governments, be in sync. Because ultimately, politics and winning elections in a democracy like ours is about if you get to serve people, you get to ensure good governance, timely delivery of services. That's exactly what the people are looking for. I mean, unlike the forces like the Hurriyat and Pakistan-sponsored forces who will just use the citizens for cannon fodder for their own agendas, but these are our people. We need to work towards their progress, and that's ultimately what New India is all about.
Right. Agnik, wouldn't you also agree that development and employment, of course, for the Kashmiri people is the way forward in terms of capturing the minds and engaging with the youth, especially of Kashmir, like I said, who are being waylaid very aggressively these days by Pakistan. They're being paid money, they're being incited through social media in order to pelt stones at our security forces, in order to hamper anti-terror operations, as we've been seeing in recent events, especially the most recent encounter in Budgam district.
Yes, Paulami, these are two different sets of issues. Each one bringing a separate set of problems or solutions along with that. When we're talking of a tunnel like this today, an inauguration of a tunnel that has taken 6 years to complete the project, we are talking of development, of connectivity, of infrastructure, how it's going to help the people of that particular area or nearby areas to for the daily work, and that would get some kind of connectivity which will have a spillover effect of employment and other things. But when we are talking of stone pelting, we are talking of the neighbor, we are talking of other issues, well, it becomes a slightly political affair and a political issue and a problem dealing with these other parties who are engaging themselves in this, and that has to be sorted out in a different way. So you can't club both the things. But yes, today when we are talking of development, talking of this tunnel, we have no place for these kind of factors to come up today or make their grievances. They should have a place, they should have a moment, they should have a way and a method and a manner in which they can take up their issues, because this would not be linking this particular project with these issues.
Right, we'll come back and discuss that. Just let's listen in to some reactions that have been coming in through the day, pouring in through the day about the inauguration of this road tunnel.
We are quite happy as long as the country gets the credit. We neither expect nor have ever got any credit from this government to the Prime Minister. This tunnel is an example of conception by the UPA, large execution by the UPA.
जो टनल बन रही है और उस टनल का उद्घाटन करने के लिए आज हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी आए हैं, ये पूरे जम्मू कश्मीर के लिए एक माइलस्टोन है, क्योंकि हमेशा जब इस रोड पर हम जाते थे तो जाम रहता था, बंद रहता था, और एक आज चिनैनी से लेकर और नाशरी तक जो केवल 9 किलोमीटर की टनल है, जिससे तकरीबन 40 किलोमीटर का रास्ता कम हो जाएगा, ये
खासा उत्साह है जम्मू कश्मीर के लोगों में। ये सामने इस जन सैलाब को देखकर दिखाई देता है, और इससे जो एक तो टाइम ड्यूरेशन जो है श्रीनगर जाने के लिए वो काफ़ी बच जाएगी, और 2 घंटे का इससे फर्क पड़ेगा, और 31 किलोमीटर का जो सीधा सीधा जो है फर्क है। और मैं समझता हूँ किसी भी प्रदेश की इकॉनमी उसकी ट्रांसपोर्टेशन पे डिपेंड करती है, और जब ट्रांसपोर्टेशन इजी हो जाए तो इकॉनमी और भी बूस्ट हो जाती है, और ख़ासकर जब कश्मीर में कनेक्टिविटी की बात हो और टूरिज्म को सीधा सीधा इससे बढ़ावा मिलेगा, और कोई भी व्यक्ति श्रीनगर अप एंड डाउन बड़ी इजीली कर सकेगा। इसका सीधा सीधा ये फायदा जो है जम्मू कश्मीर प्रदेश और मैं समझता हूँ देश से आने वाले और भी सभी टूरिज्म के लोग टूरिस्टों को होने वाला है, और इसके लिए हम आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री का
As Ms. Ami Yagnik was pointing out earlier, there are two separate issues. Of course, there has to be development. Of course, you need to provide for jobs for the unemployed youth of Kashmir. But you also need to address this very serious issue of them being waylaid by Pakistan, being incited to act against our security forces, to throw stones at our security forces, because, of course, they're being given this sort of a vague idea about what the Pakistanis call the Kashmiri Intifada.
Well, the fact is that for far too long, Pakistan, which is the progenitor of this entire issue, and their proxies led by the Hurriyat and various other forces, are trying to vitiate the atmosphere in the valley, and they indulge in, whether it's stone pelting or giving support to terrorists who come to inflict damage. At some stage, they'll have to realize that these are just people aspiring for political powers. It's a deviant ideology trying to usurp political power without democratic forces and systems. You know, trying to usurp power through the gun, pointing and trying to terrorize people and holding the government to ransom. This government is not going to be held to ransom under any cost by the stone pelters or by forces of terror which emanate from Pakistan. We will be strict and provide security, and we will fight them back because we believe Jammu and Kashmir is an integral part, and we will not allow Pakistan to continue. They can try and infiltrate, but we will exterminate them whenever we can, because we will not allow our nation to be violated, our sovereignty to be violated again and again, and which is why the army and the security forces have a free license to give it back and give it much harder than what they get. So it's very important to understand that there are multiple issues. The narrative for far too long has only been about the Hurriyat and what they say. But the Hurriyat is, I feel, is totally irrelevant because they don't represent the people at all. If you talk about marginalized, minuscule people who are chanting for the last 70 years the same thing again and again, it doesn't make it the truth. The reality is that there are people staying there, there are millions of people. But the Hurriyat is, I feel, is totally irrelevant because they don't represent the people at all. If you talk about marginalized, minuscule people who are chanting for the last 70 years the same thing again and again, it doesn't make it the truth. The reality is that there are people staying there, there are millions of people who need relief, who need daily lives to be much better. The fruits of development should reach out to them. It's a small but a large step in reaching out to people directly. And Prime Minister Modi believes in reaching out to people directly. And I'm sure in his speech he's going to address the youth and the citizens of J&K and tell them that this is the government's agenda and this is what we intend to do by working for you directly without power brokers like the Hurriyat or anybody.
Absolutely. Surely the people of Jammu and Kashmir will be tuning in all across the state to what the Prime Minister, of course, will be saying when he reaches Udhampur to address that rally. Let's listen into a ground report filed earlier by my colleague Ajay Jandyal.
Especially the tourists, those who are coming from across India, and now they are very hopeful that Prime Minister Narendra Modi, when he will reach over here, he will announce some other project for Jammu and Kashmir, and you can see the adequate security arrangement have been made over here so that there will be no issue of security. With Neeraj Kumar, Ajay Jandal, NewsX, Battal, Udhampur.
इनकी काम से जैसे ये काम करे आगे इंशाल्लाह महबूबा जी और ये मिलके सुधर जाएगा कश्मीर। ये बहुत फायदा होना है। जो दो घंटे का रास्ता है वो 10 मिनट में तय होगा और 27 लाख रोज का पैसा बचेगा तेल का। तो फायदा ही फायदा है।
Colonel Mendiratha, we were Mr. Ilmi was also talking about, and a point raised by Ms. Yagnik. How do we deal with the situation, the security situation that our armed forces and our Jawans are facing right now on the ground? You're faced with your own people, civilians, who are pelting stones at you. You have to retaliate at some point, but then again, it creates that divide of sorts between the civilians and the forces on the ground.
Let's firstly understand in a larger perspective that these people who are stone pelting are not the general youth of the valley. These are certain people who have been motivated by financial means. They've been given some money and say, okay, go and throw 5 stones, go and throw 10 stones. So across in case you generalize it that every youth in the valley is part of this operation,
yeah.
No. Firstly, we must understand that. The second point, which is very critical to understand, is if you recollect the statement made by the Chief of the Army Staff the other day, Vipin Rawat, said very clearly that when the operations are going on against militants in any area, when the army is carrying out operations, please stay out of that area. Please stay out of that area, and he's given certain guidelines. The local people have been made aware of those guidelines, and those guidelines are that within 2-kilometer radius where this operation is taking place, if you come inside that area, you are an overground supporter and you'll be dealt in that manner.
Right.
You'll be dealt in that manner. Now, if you look at certain pictures which were there before the chief had said, you'll find that the stone pelters were mingling around and facilitating the escape of these militants. They were facilitating them.
Right.
So army took a very hard stand on this, and rightly so. We have to do it. You might say that we may discuss that probably you are alienating further the people in case some civilians get killed, like recently in Badgam 3 civilians got killed. But see, such collateral damage definitely would take place in case you don't heed to the advice given by the Chief of the Army
Right.
Staff. You cannot be, the army...
But
as
some
it-
of them are being forced to leave their homes by separatists.
That's what I'm
and
saying. The social
it's the fear.
It's not only fear. It's the social media which is being relayed from across the border.
Right.
There are so many groups which have been formed, almost about 30-40 groups which are
Right.
active in the valley. The WhatsApp groups which are conveying the message, please reach this so-called site and start pelting stones. And they are doing it at their own peril.
And the Home Minister, of course, has made that appeal as well. Stay out of these encounter sites. Stay out of these anti-terror ops sites for your own benefit. Don't get waylaid by separatists or park proxies. We'll take a short break, but before that, we'll, of course, cut across to my colleague Ajay Jandal, who's joining us live from Udhampur right now.
Hasn't the Prime Minister reached?
Ajay, can you hear me? Okay. We'll try and reconnect that line with Ajay, who is, of course, joining us from Udhampur, where the Prime Minister is to shortly land to, of course, inaugurate that historic road tunnel and, of course, address the people of Jammu and Kashmir. As a game changer, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate India's longest road tunnel on the Jammu-Srinagar National Highway today, making it operational for traffic. Security has been tightened across the state. Prime Minister Modi will also address a public rally at Battal Ballian in Udhampur district after inaugurating the tunnel. The tunnel, which the government has described as a game changer, will save fuel worth nearly 99 crore rupees a year. The tunnel will reduce travel time between Jammu and Srinagar by 2 hours. The distance between Chenani-Nashri will now be almost 11 kilometers instead of the existing 41 kilometers. The all-weather tunnel, constructed at a cost of over 2,500 crore rupees, will ensure a safe and swift passage for commuters, even in adverse weather conditions. The Chenani-Nashri tunnel is India's first and the world's 6th tunnel to have a transverse ventilation system, providing fresh air to passengers.
This tunnel is going to be a game changer for revenue generation, for job generation, for promotion of trade, for promotion of tourism, and also for the ease of travel. And therefore, regardless of whether one belongs to whichever religion or sect or caste or political ideology,
इसका सबसे बड़ा फायदा ये होगा कि जम्मू और श्रीनगर के बीच में जो डिस्टेंस है वो 2 घंटे से कम होगा। ये 31 किलोमीटर डिस्टेंस कम का होगा और 9 किलोमीटर ये जो है ये 10 मिनट में चले जाएंगे, तो 2 घंटे का फायदा होगा। इसमें हर दिन 27 लाख रुपए का फ्यूल बचेगा और इस रोड पर जो 13 टनल है उसमें से 5-6 टनल अभी पूरी हुई है और एक बड़ी टनल बाद में जिससे 1 घंटा बचने वाला है, अगले साल में हम उसका भी इनॉग्रेशन करेंगे और मेरा विश्वास है कि ये इससे टूरिज्म बढ़ेगा।
इनकी काम से जैसे ये काम करे आगे इंशाल्लाह महबूबा जी और ये मिलके सुधर जाएगा कश्मीर। ये बहुत फायदा होना है। जो 2 घंटे का रास्ता है वो 10 मिनट में तय होगा और 27 लाख रोज का पैसा बचेगा तेल का, तो फायदा ही फायदा है।
We still have our guests with us, Ejaz Ilmi of the BJP, Ami Yagnik of the Congress, and of course Colonel Mendi Reta, defense analyst in the studio. Ejaz Ilmi, do you believe the development, and the example is this road tunnel itself, is the answer, the befitting reply that Pakistan and its proxies in the Kashmir Valley need?
No, we've been giving Pakistan a befitting reply on most issues, especially on the infiltration bids and giving it back to them in a more intensified manner. But obviously, the fact that even after all these years, there is a crying need for development in the state of Jammu and Kashmir, and this government is committed to reaching out to the people and doing whatever it can to minimize their hardships, to improve their lives, to provide better connectivity. And connectivity is the mainstay for logistics, for travel, for tourism, and J&K is a very important state. So everything is embedded in the system in terms of understanding that infrastructure improvement, connectivity of roads and access to services and for security personnel, it's something that will provide the blueprint to not only do it incrementally, but in a transformative manner where people can actually feel the fruits of development reaching to them, and they understand that the Union of India is reaching out and wants the people of J&K to understand that we are always standing behind them.
Right. Ami Yagnik, do you also see that these sort of infrastructure projects, really, infrastructure development is the way to winning the hearts and minds of the Kashmiri people? Okay, we'll try and reconnect with Ami Yagnik. But sir, you've obviously served in that region. In terms of the sheer difficulty in building this road tunnel, what can you explain to us? Because what I've been reading is, I'm getting a sense of the kind of terrain and distance this has sort of covered in order to make this possible today.
I would say it's an engineering marvel. It's an engineering marvel, creating this road at a height of about 1,200 meters.
Right.
I mean, that's the height at which the road has come up, almost about 4,000, 4,500 feet. It's been a real achievement. It's been real achievement for the construction industry of India, the way they have gone about it. Yes, I would give due credit to the Congress government, the UPA government, which conceptualized this project. And of course now, the present government, which pushed it hard and ensured that it came to fruition. I would definitely say, yes, it was a very difficult task and undertaken in under the most difficult circumstances. As a matter of fact, the project got stopped midway when the situation in the valley became a little problematic. The project could not move forward. They had to change contractors. There was a contractor who was earlier taken on board, who finally ran away because of problems of the difficulty of the terrain, plus the difficulty of the people of the valley, the problems in the valley. The new contractor, a local contractor for Kashmir, was picked up, and he went about and completing the job. I would give full credit to the local population there, who played a very major role. All the local labor was employed. I would give full credit to the people of the valley to see that this project was completed, and completed well on time. It has probably been delayed by about a year, but then, notwithstanding that, full credit goes to the people of Kashmir who really wanted this thing to happen.
Absolutely. It just says that the Kashmiri people want this.
They want this.
development.
They knew that this is a game changer for them. Like today, Minister of State Jitendra Singh said it's a game changer. I'm telling you, the people of the valley wanted this game changer to come to fruition, and they ensured that it came to fruition. Despite all the odds, despite all the problems, it came to fruition. So that's what I want to say, that we need to look at, this is one of the infrastructure projects, and like the Minister Nitin Gadkari was just saying, that this is one of the steps, and probably in next 1 year there will be another tunnel which will open up, cut down further distance by 1 hour, and over a period of time he has a blueprint in which the distance from Jammu to Kashmir, which today is about 8 to 9 hours, will be brought down to 4 hours. That's what we need. I can tell you, winning hearts and minds, infrastructure is one of the ways. Infrastructure development is one of the ways of winning hearts and minds. The army is carrying out a lot of projects there under the code name of Sadbhavna, wherein you do a lot of projects for local developmental projects. This Sadbhavna project is also a VAM initiative. When I say VAM, means winning hearts and minds initiative. We do a lot of work in the valley. The army does a lot of work in the valley. Not only operational jobs, but we also try and win over the people. And this is one step in that direction. This is a big step in that direction, that we are winning the hearts and minds of the people. You heard a lot of local people talking about it. Not only is a financial benefit. Imagine an apple being plucked there and getting stuck on the road for 12 days and does not reach the mandis of Delhi and the mainland India. It's a loss for the state.
Hugely beneficial for trade and tourism.
Especially the fruit industry, which needs good connectivity, because these are perishables. If these perishables do not reach on time to the mainland, they'll get perished on the way. So this tunnel coming up will make this road all-weather. I can tell you it will be a boon for the people of Kashmir. They will praise it like anything, because they know that their product will give them handsome dividend, will give them their returns. So I can tell you it is a good thing from the tourism point of view, it's a good thing from the trade point of view, it's a good thing especially for the fruit industry, which is a big industry as far as fruit growers, I would say, the fruit growers. It's
and
a big
then
thing.
Ijaz, the sheer audacity of separatists calling for a shutdown band at this point of time. Just a minute before, of course, I let you take that question as well. We're getting some live shots coming in right now. I believe that is the Prime Minister's convoy reaching the location of that inauguration in Chenani, where the Prime Minister will, of course, inaugurate this historic road tunnel which will cut down travel time between Jammu and Srinagar, the twin capitals of Jammu and Kashmir, by 2 hours. This is a 10.9 kilometer long tunnel, which is, of course, compensating for the otherwise distance between Chenani and Nashri, the two ends of the tunnel, which is about 41 kilometers. You've cut down that distance by 30 kilometers. The people of Jammu and Kashmir, of course, ecstatic about the prospect of their travel time having been cut by 2 hours, and of course the fuel expenses that they will be saving as well. It is being touted to be they will be saving as well. It is being touted to be about 99 crore rupees per year, 27 lakh rupees per day, which will be saved on fuel expenses alone because of this road tunnel now being operational for traffic, open for traffic, as soon as, of course, Prime Minister Modi inaugurates this tunnel this afternoon. So some live shots are coming in from Chenani right now, where the Prime Minister is almost reaching that site where he will be inaugurating Asia's longest road tunnel on the Jammu and Srinagar National Highway. These are shots from inside that tunnel as well, just taking you through the engineering marvel, as Colonel Mendiratha was pointing out, the engineering marvel that this infrastructure project is, started by the National Highways Authority of India in 2011, finally seeing the light of day. The people, of course, ecstatic about this moment finally being realized. Ijaz Ilmi, of course, we were talking about the historic moment as well. Everyone is lauding this moment, but the audacity of separatists really, and the Hurriyat conference to call for a shutdown band even on a day like this. This is only beneficial to everyone, including these separatists on the ground.
Well, it doesn't really matter because, you know, the relevance, or rather the complete irrelevance presently of the Hurriyat is something that they have to deal with. These forces which call for boycott of elections and they want to shun democracy, they are out to just perpetuate their own mindset, which has been closed and cloistered for far too long, as being puppets and proxies of Pakistan, which is always trying to inflict damage onto India. So when you live in this country and you want to speak the language of another country, and it just doesn't gel with a large majority, which is why they never get the relevant support. They don't have the courage to fight elections. They behave like cowards and keep on ad nauseum give these calls for Hartal or Band, which the majority of people who understand that the fruits of benefit of development are out to reach them. The idea is to deny the fruits of benefit of development to these people so that they can use them as cannon fodder, as stone pelters, and to perpetuate their own sinister ideology. So the fact is that they got the rap on their knuckles. They understand that this government, the BJP, has refused to negotiate with them or actually talk to them unless they shun violence and they come on the table with clean hands. If they continue to act as agent provocators as proxies of Pakistan, this government is definitely not interested in talking or listening or showing any relevance to the Hurriyat and its leadership.